tubers. So myth 3 is that paleo diet foods in the diet, fad diet, are what our Paleolithic ancestors ate. That's just not true. Every single food that's pictured in these advertisements are all domesticated foods. They're all products of farming, of agriculture. They're from the Neolithic transition. So let's give an example. Let's take bananas. Bananas are the ultimate farmer's food. They can't even reproduce in the wild anymore. We've actually bred out their ability to make seeds. So every banana you have ever eaten is a genetic clone of every other banana grown from cuttings. They're definitely a farmer's food. If you were to eat a wild banana, it is so full of seeds that I bet many people in this room wouldn't even recognize it as edible. Let's take salads. That seems like a really great paleo diet food, except that we've radically changed the ingredients to suit our needs. So wild lettuces contain a great deal of latex, which is indigestible and irritates our gastrointestinal system. It's bitter. The leaves are tough. We've domesticated them to be softer, to produce bigger leaves, to remove the latex and the bitterness, remove the spines that naturally grow on the leaves and stems of wild varieties, to make them tastier for us. The tomato that's shown here, it lacks the tomatine and solanine toxins that are present in its wild relatives, which are all members of the poisonous nightshade family. If we look at oil, it's true that olive oil is the only natural vegetable oil that can be harvested without synthetic chemicals, except it still requires at least rudimentary presses to remove it, something that no Paleolithic person would have ever built. This is a farmer's food. This is a model diet I found on a website. It looks like a delicious and nutritious breakfast, and I'm sure it is, but it's not something a Paleolithic person would have had access to. First of all, the blueberries are from New England, the avocados are from Mexico, and the eggs are from China. This would have never appeared on any Paleolithic plate. And last, we have this problem of size. Domestic blueberries are twice the size of wild blueberries. We've already talked about bananas. You look at avocados. A wild avocado has maybe a couple millimeters of fruit on it, and the same goes for wild olives. And of course, chickens are prolific producers. They lay eggs almost every single day. They're predictable, large, and abundant. If you're trying to collect wild eggs, they don't lay year-round, and they're not as easy to find, and they're typically small. But maybe you're not convinced, so I'm going to give just a couple more examples. So this you may all recognize as broccoli. Broccoli did not even exist in the Paleolithic period. What you see on the left is wild broccoli. It looks quite different. Now, wild broccoli is also wild cabbage, wild cauliflower, wild kale, wild kohlrabi, and wild Brussels sprouts. They're all the same species. The only difference is they're different cultivars. We've selectively bred the same species to produce the kind of food that we like best. These are human inventions. Broccoli, I think, is an interesting example because it's this weird thing. What even is broccoli? It's such a strange-looking vegetable. In case you don't know what it is, it's flowers. It's the flower of the plant. We've changed this wild plant into something that produces so many dense flowers that it produces this odd stalk-like thing. But it is flowers. If you don't believe me, buy some broccoli at your grocery store, put it in a vase, like I did on the right, and it'll bloom. It makes a lovely, lovely bouquet. So let's talk about carrots next. So you all recognize the carrots on the right, but wild carrot is what's on the left. It contains felcarindiol and other things that are natural pesticides. They're bitter in flavor and they taste really bad. And we've bred them out, and we've also expanded them, made them much bigger, much sweeter, and much more full of vitamins, because that's what we want. Many of you may not know this, but almonds and apricots are extremely closely related species of prune. The main difference is we've bred out the cyanide in almonds so that we can eat the seed, and we've selected for bigger, thicker fruits in apricots because that's what we wanted to eat from that particular species. But they're very closely related, and like carrots and broccoli, they're essentially human inventions.